Good evening. Today I'll be discussing my paper on police brutality. I specifically picked this topic because, in regards to society, I felt like it was really important to address the injustice and the discrimination that this country has been suffering for the past 20, 30 years, and it even goes beyond that. Um, this topic personally is very, I would say, in an emotional level, I would say this topic is very hard to write because you see the injustice of people who are targeted because of their skin complexion or because of different stereotypes that other people have created for them. Other people have created precedents that has helped in regards to who they are and how these people are supposed to behave. Um, my paper goes a lot into it goes a lot in depth into the psychological and emotional and social consequences of being targeted by a police officer or by anyone in authority. I found in the research that I conducted, not the research that I conducted, but the research that I found that other people have conducted. For example, in the article, the scholarly article that I found, The Trauma Lens of Police Violence Against Racial and Ethnic Minorities, I found that many people are afraid, specifically are terrified of police officers when they see them in the street, when they're driving, or um, they suffer from anxiety attacks and fears when they see these people because of what they've been through in the past. They've seen that these people in their neighborhoods, blacks, all types of minorities, Hispanics, they've seen how they've been treated because they're who they are. They were born into a race that they couldn't specifically be out of. Um, what really interests me is that this article talks about the different traumatic experiences when it comes to police brutality. For example, depression, anxiety, fear. And they, in a way, goes beyond it basically goes into generation. If a father, for example, a black father has their own experiences with police officers, of course they're going to tell their younger son, their younger daughter, oh, have your guard up. These people are dangerous. These people have done me wrong in the past. So you guys, because you guys are black, I've heard these stories a lot before. You guys should always have your guard up, especially me as being Latina. I know it's very hard to be not targeted and not put a stereotypical way behind who I am and where I come from. And it's very hard to read about this and have research about this because, it happens every day. People are getting killed every single day because of police brutality and the corruption that the criminal justice system has. Also, what I found interesting was the low qualifications of becoming a police officer. In America, it will be expected to have more emphasis on the requirements of being a police officer. Nowadays, in the research that I've conducted, I found that you only need a high school diploma and 60 college credits in order to enter the police academy, which is very disturbing because there should be proper training. There should be proper ethical training. There should be restraint, non-verbal, non-abusive restraint techniques that should take place and be properly trained in order for these situations not to happen, for people not to get killed because of their skin complexion, or police officers taking advantage of their power because they feel like they need to. Um, it's it's very disturbing how the system works nowadays and how big cities like Washington D.C., like the city that we live, it's really close to us, Baltimore, New York, Boston, they've had different ways of dealing with this. I know in DC, my research in my paper says that there has been more emphasis on training in regards of police brutality and things like that. Baltimore has been sued multiple times and has been going back and forth between many different people and going into litigations and civil cases in regards to the mistreatment of the criminal justice system. New York City, we've seen vivid criminal cases come from New York City, and many police officers from the NYPD abuse their power because they're not properly trained, in my opinion, and they're not specifically well trained for this type of job. And it also, of course, goes into beyond reasons, race. Them being racist, some police officers nowadays are racist, and that's the really sad part about it, that they're racist and they discriminate and they put stereotypes on these people because they are racist. Those are some of the topics that I have for my paper, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.